Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I'm going to show some Neocolor II techniques. I have a few other videos on Neocolor II, and I'll link those in the description box below if you haven't seen those. They're one of my favorite art supplies, and I love showing different techniques and ideas, and I've got a new one for you today. And premiering a new FaceUp sheet. This is FaceUp sheet number 7, and there will be a link in the description box for where you can find this sheet in the shop. Here are the cute characters. And yes, I listened to people who have asked if I would do a little bit more diversified characters. So I hope you enjoy these. I'm going to show some techniques and do an art journal page. But before I get started, I need to talk about a few things really quick. And I know that some people don't like it when the creators on YouTube talk about home issues or troubles or go on about their problems. They rather just get right to the tutorials, and I understand that. So if you don't want to listen, that's your choice not to do so, but I do need to talk about something really quick. First of all, I want to do a shout out to somebody really special. Wild Paisley follows me, and her name is Shonda, and she's been following me for quite some time. She's enjoyed my paper doll videos, and she just recently made a donation. So if you go to my description page, there's a link there where you can make donations. Tip me if you've liked one of my tutorials and you want to give me a little tip or something. And I recently changed that. I used to say that it was to buy art supplies, and I don't need art supplies. What I really need is assistance and help, because I'm really struggling and trying to hold on to my home. So that was hard for me to even just change the wording in my description box, but not say anything in my videos, because I don't ever, if you notice, I don't like to beg for money or ask for assistance. It's very hard for me to ask for help. And Shonda contacted me after I thanked her for her generous donation. She contacted me and she said, you really need to go on and you need to tell people on your videos that you're struggling, because there are several other people that she follows that have had hard times, and they've reached out to their audience and asked for assistance, and it has helped. So I'm taking Shonda's advice. That's very hard to ask for help, but I am. And if those of you who have followed me for a while, some of you know my backstory. I'm not going to go into a long dissertation about that, just a little short one, that I was married, and I was in an accident, and I injured my back. I had 3 back surgeries, and then I contracted something called complex regional pain syndrome in my leg following my last back surgery. My back surgeries are failed back surgeries. You can look that syndrome up. But anyway, I've had a really difficult time, because my husband did not believe in the vows that we took, for better, for worse, and a few others. He couldn't handle a wife that was unable to travel or go have fun and do things, or be able to work. And so we ended up divorced. So a lot of people get divorced. It happens. And he did me a favor, actually. But I'm on my own, and I have been trying to maintain managing my life on my own financially, and it has been hard. And then I'm sure, everybody knows this year, inflation, the cost of eggs, the cost of everything is triple what it used to be. It's kind of just this crazy world where how can you afford anything, let alone surviving? So when I purchased this home, it's been about 13 years now. I got into this home because it was a home that I could afford. Housing prices were lower then. I could afford it. I could afford the electric bill, the water bill, the HOA, trash and pickup, my house payment, my insurance, and everything. Okay, it was fine. But the area that I live in is growing. In fact, it is the #1 fastest growing area in the whole United States. And that's kind of crazy. It's gotten absolutely nuts, the industry, and it's all, you know, like factories and industry and a lot of huge fulfillment centers like Amazon and things. And so it's crazy. They're building high-rise apartment complexes and lots and lots of traffic on the road. When we first moved here, my parents moved here, and then I followed them to be close to each other because, you know, they were getting older and we wanted to be close. So we found this great area and we moved to it, and we thought it was our slice of heaven, and now it's really crazy and it's growing. But what that's done is that's pushed up taxes, and then taxes has pushed up the price of your home insurance and your car insurance and everything else. So HOA has gone up from what it started to was ridiculously silly little amount like $30 a month to just this crazy, crazy amount. It's ridiculous. You know, and you have no control over your HOA. The electricity has gone up. They keep increasing their percent because of the usage in the area. So every single bill in January, every single bill I had went up. And I don't want to whine about it. Everybody else is in the same boat. If you are a senior, or if you are disabled, or if you are, you know, struggling, how do you come to grips with that? How do you hold on to what you have when you have no control over the rising costs of things like that? You know, I've done everything I can and found every resource I can to try and lower those payments and hold on to what I've got, and I'm struggling. I'm trying to stay afloat, and every month it's really difficult. So to make a long story short, taking Shonda's advice, I'm asking if you can, if you have extra and you would like to tip me for a video, that would be greatly appreciated. If you'd like to go into my shop and purchase things that I've created with, these are my own drawings. I draw them by hand. I do them with pen and ink and alcohol markers and pencils, and it is original. Nothing is digitally created. I do all that myself just with drawing. So if you want to purchase something, that helps me. If you want to leave me a tip, that helps me. Anything would help. So I appreciate you all. Shonda, I can't thank you enough. There's been a lot of people that have helped me along the way. Mimi is one. So that's it for my requests. And, you know, I have over 300 videos out with lots of tips and tricks and techniques for doing art journaling, paper doll decorations, Julie nutting things, altered books, lots of things. And so if you go through, look at my playlist, look at all my videos and learn something. You know, if you've learned something from me and you found it useful, anything, even $5 is a wonderful thing to tip me with, and I would appreciate it. And if you don't or you can't, that's understandable too. And you just want the tutorials, well, let's move on, and I'll give you another tutorial today. So thanks for listening. That's it. And let's get started and have some fun. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do using this new FaceUp sheet. And these are super fun for creating characters, and I like to use magazine images and these and collage and make really fun characters for my art journal pages. I'm also going to show you some fun ways of using your Neocolor II. So let's get started and have some fun. And I am grateful for you all. The other thing too is if it helps me if you share my videos, if you follow me, if you tell other people about me, so that it kind of help my channel grow. I've tried getting on some design teams, and the response I've gotten in the past has been that my channel isn't big enough, not successful enough, and I wish that they would look at your abilities and not just that. But I get it. You know, this world of social media, everybody looks at, even companies look at how many followers, how many views. If you have thousands of views and thousands of followers, then they consider that a success more than whether or not your art is good. So it doesn't mean you have to be good at your art. It just means you have to have a lot of following on social media. And I find that a struggle too, but I'm working at it. I'm trying to do more with TikTok and Instagram and things like that. It's just not in my wheelhouse. I'd rather go play and make art, but I'm trying to do the social media things. So anyway, if you can like and share and follow and comment and subscribe and all that great stuff, that helps me too. So if that's what you can do to help me, thank you so much. And I do appreciate my followers a lot. So I've met some really wonderful and fun people and very kind and giving people. And so all that is just a beautiful, beautiful thing that makes my world a better place. So thank you so much, and let's get started. Okay, so for the FaceUps, when you purchase a FaceUp sheet, you get a 8.5 by 11 sheet, and you print it out, and you can print it out onto cardstock paper, whatever you want. I like to print it out onto cardstock. I like them to be a little bit thicker, but it doesn't have to be. You can print them on paper. Any way you want to collage them is absolutely fine. And then you want to cut them out, and you're going to create a character body to put them on. So I like to use magazines, and I like to look and see if I can find some really fun and creative images in magazines with different clothing and different things for creating a really fun and interesting body for the FaceUp. So like this one, now this one is really fun. Look at her outfit. That's a spectacular outfit. Look at those puff sleeves. She's got a really fun stance, like she's got something to say. So she would be just super, super cute with this one. And if you hold that up to the body, look at that. I mean, that is super fun, super cool. So I think I might use that one. I tore that one out to use that one. This on the front of this Allure magazine is Janet Jackson, and I really think it would be fun to use this image on the Janet Jackson and add to her. So I'm going to add some bling to her headscarf wrap and really bling it up and make her look just stunning. I'm going to change the color of her outfit to match her head scarf. So I'm going to work on the Janet Jackson one. So let's take that cover and put that one aside. And I thought that this one, look at that fun position that her body's in and that fun outfit, and it's bright and colorful. I like to choose images that have a lot of movement like that, where the person is doing something kind of fun and wild, and I'm going to use this one on that. When I hold it up, I just love how that looks. She's going to make a great character. So I'm going to cut those 3 FaceUps out. I'm going to trim out the bodies that I've selected, and then I'm going to show you some backgrounds using the Neocolor II for creating a fun art journal page. And a quick tip for things like earrings, I use a self-healing mat and an X-Acto knife, and before you cut around the outside edge, cut out those centers of the earrings and then trim the outside edge. That way you won't tear your paper when you're removing that little inner part of the earring. And now you always use a brush marker to go around the edges to get rid of the white edge, and inside where the earring is, same thing. I just think it makes it look so much nicer and is more finished that way. So get rid of your white edges. Okay, and I'm going to glam this up even more. She's going to be fabulous. So no offense, Janet, but I want this beautiful woman instead. I'm going to tip her head. Look at that. It's so cool. That is a beautiful, beautiful image for my art journal, and wait till I glam her up. So fun. And on this magazine image, I did the same thing. I cut out those little places under her arms, above her hands. I cut that out first with an X-Acto, and I'm leaving the words. This has the word Vogue and other words on it, on her body, but I'm going to leave that, and I'll just show you what I'm going to do to get rid of that on my page. So that's how this turned out, and I love it. It's got attitude, and I love the colorful sleeves. It looks really good, but of course I'm going to change some things up. I'm going to cover that lettering And I'm going to put this one aside too and move on to the next one. But I just wanted to show you how they're coming out. So that's what's so fun about these FaceUps. It's fun to make your own character using magazine images and a FaceUp. And here's how my last character turned out. So there's that fun body with that cool looking dress. And she's just got sass. So fun. I love doing these. Hope you do too, because they're just so much fun. Once you start doing them, it's just addicting. And as you create them and cut out the outfits and piece it together and then put the face-up face on it, they're just so fun. Now so I want to add my characters to my art journal. I like to use the large size Ranger Dilutions art journals. This time I'm starting in the back. I've done a bunch in the front, and I've discovered that it works best when you start to get about a quarter of the way through, then start from the back and work your way into the middle, and then your book will be a lot better. It won't get out of sync right here. So I'm going to start in the back. I have one layout in the back already, and I'm going to go a little bit forward, but I started it with just a layer of acrylic paint. Now you don't have to do this, and I just applied it in circles, nothing special. But for a lot of people, the fear of breaking a page is a real thing. So you open your art journal and you've got this bright, big, blank page, and you're like, I don't know what to do on it. And you get nervous to get started, and you think you're going to make a mistake. And the fun thing about art journaling is, I mean, my layouts don't always turn out perfect. Sometimes I get going on them and I absolutely hate them, and I start completely over. I cover the whole thing with gesso or little pieces of paper and just start again. If you don't like it, change it, but don't be afraid to break a page. So breaking a page is having a blank page in your art journal and then just getting started. Put something down. And for me, this was just adding some yellow, and I wanted it to be splotchy and not all the way to the edges. And this is a nice base to just get started with some color. So grab some stencils and some printer paper, just plain simple paper that you put into your printer, and get out your Neocolor II crayons. And this is super, super fun. So when we were kids, we used to take a pencil, we'd put a penny under a piece of paper, and we'd take a pencil and we would put pencil mark over it, and you'd have the image of the penny. Then you'd flip it over and do the other side, and it was always so exciting to see the image. Well, it's the same concept. Here's a stencil. I love this circle stencil, so I'm going to use that. And you just put it behind your page, and you grab some Neocolor. I think I'm going to use this because I want it kind of to go with my colors that I'm using on the page. But you just basically do the same thing. You're going to come and color over your stencil using your Neocolor II crayon. And look at how that image pops through. It's the coolest thing ever. It's so cool. And you could even come in and change colors. Mid-color. Let's use something else. Let's vary it up. So now I'm using a different color that's a little more orange. And I'm going to add some yellow to this edge. And I know my background is yellow, so that's not going to show very much, but that's okay. Let's add another color of orange, a lighter one, to that yellow, because that'll bump it up. I want to make sure I get that edge really good. Go back the other way a little bit. So fun. So look at what I ended up with. So look how the image of that stencil comes through the paper. It looks really neat. And then what you can do next is to cut that out and add that to your page. Now, Neocolor II is water soluble, so when you put liquid of any kind, whether it's varnish or matte gel medium or glue or water or anything on top of that, that's going to bleed and it's going to move. But that's kind of the fun part of this too. Now you can take a water brush, and I'm going to just take my water brush and I'm going to just activate that Neocolor and color in between the images. So I'm blending out the Neocolors, and I'm not going over the little pattern that's in there, the floral pattern. I'm just kind of going around it, and it's going to make this image just really come to life. And those colors, 3 colors that I used, are going to blend together. So you want to use colors that complement each other so you don't make mud. This is so fun to do too. It's relaxing and fun. Let me hold it up close so you can see what that looks like. So see, I've colored in between but left the image alone. And look at what it creates. It's just so it's really pretty. These Neocolors are just so versatile. There's so many things you can do with them because they're water soluble. And you can use them like crayons. So just quick coming in here with water brush and blending out some of the background. And I don't have my water brush super wet. I'm not squeezing it. I'm just letting it be damp on the bristles. So if it starts to seem too dry, I'll squeeze it but off this page and dab it a little bit on a paper towel so that I don't have a soaking wet water brush. You just want it damp because you just want to come in and just activate and move around those colors. It's just so pretty. And it doesn't show up as pretty on camera as it does in person, but it is really, really stunning. Here's another one I did in purple over another circular floral one, and this gives you a little bit more of an idea of that background, moving that background around, coloring around the image. You don't even have to be precise, you know, it's like you don't have to be a master painter. You're just coming in here and moving it around. And this is copier paper, so it is going to wrinkle a little, but if you just let it dry, it'll flatten out. And when you use matte gel medium or Mod Podge to put it down on your page, it'll flatten back out. So don't get worried about the paper wrinkling. Look how pretty that is. It's so fun. What a fun technique this is. When you try it, you're going to get hooked on using this. And of course, you could tear this in little pieces. You could put it down on your page all in one piece. The possibilities are endless. So you're going to have a lot of ways of using this paper. It's almost like when you do jelly printing, you have all these really cool jelly prints on paper and you tear them and use them in your backgrounds. So you would do the same with this technique. So I cut around the circle part. I cut that straight to put it at the bottom, and I tore that for a rough edge. Just something kind of fun and different to use on my art journal page. So this is how it's going to look. I'm putting that up there, the girl in front. That circle is behind. It's hard to see it on camera. It looks so much better in person. And then I'm laying out my characters like this. So I've got a space here to put something. I am going to add my lettering and words to the page that I love to do. So I'm going to do that same technique again. And I'm using this cool stencil. I love this. It's like mandalas everywhere, and I love doing mandalas, so I thought that one would be kind of cool to use too. And looking at my page, so I like to do colors This has got purple. She's got purple. That kind of ties it in. This has purple in it. There's orange here. There's orange here. She's got pink, so I'm going to add her some orange to her sleeves to kind of tie that in and have it flow a little bit better. So trying to decide what color I need. Do I want more purple or do I want bluish? There's blue here. Maybe I'll do blue. I'm going to try blue and see what happens. There's blue in this image and blue in her glasses, so to add some blue to the page. So that's kind of what I do, is I look at what colors pop out to me. It's kind of a rule of scrapbooking, actually, is look and see what colors pop out, and then that's going to help you with what you're going to add to your page. So I'm putting a piece of paper over that stencil, and I've got a blue. The darker colors work better, and I'm going to start doing my coloring. Oh, look at that. So pretty. I just think this technique is so fun. It's so fun, and it looks so cool on pages. What a fun and quick way to get texture and color into your art journal page. Reminds me of being a kid again. That's what this is all about. Art is about having fun, and I'm coming back in with a more of a turquoise color, making sure I didn't move that stencil. I want to add in a little bit of turquoise because the color on that girl's outfit has got some turquoise in it. So just a little, just so it's not flat. So look what that looks like. Isn't that fun? And now I can take my water brush and do the same thing again with just kind of going in the background in a few places just to really bring that pattern out. And you don't have to do the whole thing. But look at how that looks when you blend out a little bit of it. Tear it in pieces, and I love the rule of 3 on my page, so I'm going to make 3. What I want for this one, I want a long piece, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to use this piece. And this piece. So I'm going to put 3 pieces on the page. Now, if you're going to add them to your page, I'm going to use matte gel medium. And again, this is reactive. I went ahead and cut this. I split it to go where the seam is. Now, you could just fold it and crease it in there, but I made that because it seems to have the pages close better. And I'm going to put it a little down off the page and then trim that at the bottom. But now this is water reactive because Neocolor II is a water soluble medium. So if you were going to just put these down with matte gel medium, they are going to bleed. It's going to bleed a little bit. And on one of them, I'm going to go ahead and not do anything with it and let it bleed so you can see what I'm talking about. And on the others, I'm going to put the matte gel medium just underneath on the back side of this and squeegee it out with an old gift card just to make it smooth on the page. But I'm not going to do anything with the top of it because I want to blend some more colors into it using the Neocolor crayons. So we're going to do it with some over the top to watch and see what it does and reacts. We're going to do this one underneath because I don't want this image to bleed, but then I'm going to add some color to the edges of it. And if you wanted to just put it down and smooth it over with matte gel medium, what you could also do is to use a workable fixative spray or a matte finish like this. This is just a matte finish spray, and it's non-yellowing. It's a permanent finish. So if you just mist this paper, and let it dry. It takes less than a minute for it to dry. And then use your matte gel medium to put it down. Even if you brush over it, the Neocolor will not move. So you either need a fixative or you are going to move the product. So let's play around with both and I'll show you what it looks like. And you always want to take those outside. Don't spray them in your artwork area because you don't want to be smelling those fumes. I don't think that the fumes are good for you. So I will go outside and I sprayed these two images. And look how nice and vibrant it made them. But now the product won't move when I put it down with matte gel medium. And when I stepped outside, this feather was laying at my door. So if you are a person that believes in signs and things, some people believe that finding a random feather means someone from heaven is visiting you. So I'm taking this as a sign that my dad is around saying hi. He was such a big supporter of my art. He was very sick for quite a while and passed away November 1st. It's been really hard for my mom and I to be navigating without him. And he was just so awesome about my art. He loved to watch my YouTube videos. Whenever a new video would come out, my mom would put it on the television on YouTube and he would just watch it. And then, every time I would come over to see him, he would tell me that he just loved my art and that he just thought that I was his favorite artist and talented, and he just would boost me up and make me feel so good about my artwork. So thank you, Dad, for stopping by and saying hi. I'm going to keep this feather on my desk as a reminder that you're around and you know that I'm making a video today. Okay, so let's move on. So I didn't spray this one, so it is still in a place where it could be movable. The product color could be movable. And I'm using matte gel medium. Crafter's Workshop is my favorite matte gel medium, and I'm going to just apply some matte gel medium down where this is going to go. I like to apply it to the back side as well, but I don't think with copier paper that I need to. Let me give that a shout and see. And I'm going to put this right on the edge and up at the top, just like this. And I'm going to use a card to smooth it down. And then this little edge is up, so I'm going to put a little underneath there and smooth it down. And see, you can see that even just a tiny, tiny bit where you go, see how it moves that color. I'm going over that edge and look at how it activates the Neocolor, which is okay because I'm going to add some more Neocolor to this. But it made it nice and smooth. It put it down just fine and made it smooth without going over the top of it. I also like to add a thin layer of matte medium to the back of images. I think you get a nice smooth image sticking down so you don't get any air bubbles and lumps if you put a thin layer on your page and a thin layer on the image, whether it's a magazine image or paper. And then I'm going to put this in place where I want it to go. Putting it right up to that line. And then when you smooth it down, I mean, my gosh, way easier even than that one did because I didn't put it on the back. It just smooths right down as flat as can be. And because I sprayed this one, I can go over the top without moving the product. So on this piece down here, I put some in the back and I'm put it on the page and I'm putting it down. Now this hasn't been sealed and I'm going to carefully go over this with matte medium. And see how it is activating that color on the page. I just wanted to see what it would look like to do an unsealed one over the top. And of course, it's blending it out onto the page, so you're getting some bleed over of blue, which is perfectly fine. I was going to add color to the page anyway. So that's what happens, is if you put matte gel medium over something that isn't sealed, that is water soluble, it is going to bleed and blend out. So there are my images down on the page, and I've let them dry. Now I'm ready to add my characters. So I put a self-healing mat underneath and then use an X-Acto knife to just cut along these edges and clean that up. And now I'm ready to add my images to the page. And I know what I want to do for my title for this page. And the last word in my saying is the word art. And so I think I want that down here at the bottom. And I'm going to make that kind of big. And she's going to be, I'm going to move her up. So she's going to be standing on the word art. So before I get that done, I need to do the word art to add that to the page before I put my characters down. And I'm going to show you a quick fun technique for doing some lettering, Ransom lettering in your art journal. So get out your old magazines and some clear packing tape. Yep, clear packing tape is going to be our friend for this. So what I'm going to do is just lay this down, and I'm going to just rub it over just that letter and tear it up, and I get the letter P. Isn't that cool? Okay, so now I'm going to look for the next letter in my word. Let's go with this right here. Here's an A in the word Lancome, and I'm going to lay this over the A. And you want to try and only stick it down where you want the letter to come off, and you tear really fast. So look at that. I've got P-A. I'm going to spell out the word passion using this technique and finding letters. Let's see if I can get that S. I'm not sure if I can get it in there, but I'm going to try. Okay, look how cool that is, and I'm going to spell out the word passion. So look at this cool title. I've got the word passion, and now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim kind of a little bit crazy because I want it to be funky, fun and funky, and I love the texture of it. Perfect. So look at that, the word passion. I love it. It's perfect. So I just backed that with some white paper, and now I'm going to mat it in black, just with a little thin border of black around it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the word passion. So I added the title, Fashion is Passion That Starts with Art. And I love that saying because it really does. Fashion starts with fashion illustrators and people who have an artistic view that sit down with pen and paper and draw fashion before it's created. One of the best fashion illustrators I know is my friend Marcello, and he lives in Italy, and he makes just the most beautiful fashion drawings I've ever seen. So that's the truth. Fashion is passion that starts with art. So that's a great title for this page. And now I need to keep working on it to add some color and bling and work some more with my Neocolors. On this dress, I have an idea that I would like her flowy dress to have some sparkle and color. So let's go on to my next Neocolor II technique. To add some sparkle and color to this dress, I'm going to use Neocolor II water-soluble pencils, a piece of glass. I've shown this before with my other Neocolor technique video. And I'm using Spectrum Noir. This is Spectrum Noir glitter ink, and it is the clear one. You shake it, and it does have lots and lots of mica sparkle texture to it. So what I'm going to do to start is I want to use the colors that are already in this dress. There's an orange, a teal, like an aqua color, a light purple, and a green. So I'm going to start with green, and I'm going to find a green shade that's sort of already matches in the dress. This one's a little bit brighter, but that's okay. And I'm going to color right on this piece of glass. So I'm just taking the crayon and coloring on the glass with my Neocolor. And then what I'm going to do is take a paintbrush, just a regular old brush, and I'm going to swirl this around in here so that I pick up a good amount of mica off the bottom, and I'm going to mix this with the Neocolor. So what I end up with is a sparkle wash. And now I'm going to come in here, and wherever there is green material on her dress, I'm just going to follow that around. It's just adding a little more green pigment, and it's adding sparkle. So it's going to look like her flowy material on that dress that's green is green sparkle. Now I'm going to do it with the next color. So I'm taking the aqua blue, I'm coloring it on the glass to get the pigment down on glass. I'm going to pick up some of the Spectrum Noir Glitter ink, and I'm going to swirl it around in the Neocolor, and then come onto this, and wherever it's blue, I'm going to put that blue sparkle. You can still see through it. It's transparent, so you can see on the image. It's not changing or covering up that image. It's just adding to it with some more color and with some extra sparkle. Now I'm doing the same thing with the pink color. I rinsed my brush so it doesn't have blue or green in it. Now I'm going to make some pink sparkle. Pinkle. Ah, that's a good color. Good name. Pinkle. I'm going to make some pink sparkle. And lastly, I'm adding purple. So this dress was really really fluid and kind of looked like it's just sheer material, almost like a fairy outfit, really. And so this little bit of gossamer shimmer in here is just going to add something to it. So I'm not sure how well the camera's going to show it, but in person it's just gorgeous. It's got total shimmer and shine and color. So it's exactly how the dress already was, but look at all that shimmer and shine and color that it added. So give that fun technique a try with your Neocolors. It's a lot of fun. This is the outfit that Janet Jackson had on it, and it was a cream colored puff outfit, like a puff coat. And I'm going to change it by using alcohol markers. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but alcohol markers tint magazine image really, really well. So if you've got something like this where you want to change the color, alcohol marker right over the magazine image changes the color and doesn't damage it, especially if you put it down with matte gel medium. And so I can make her outfit purple instead of it being cream color. I can just add in some purple hue. I'm just tapping with my fingers so there's no lines in it. And I'm going to use a lighter color too. Let's see what that does. That's a little pink. That's a little too pink, but it's a good base. So see how just lightly going over your magazine images with alcohol marker, you can change the color of an outfit. And it's the alcohol marker goes on transparent, so you still see the outfit. It doesn't cover it up. It's not opaque. It's transparent, so it doesn't completely cover it. It just adds some tint and tone to it. And if it's streaky, use your finger and kind of blend it out a little bit. This is the art part. This is where you get to play and you get to create something that is totally your own. Make it your own. You know, this was a magazine image, but I took a face up and added a different face, and I'm taking color and markers and things to change it up and make it different. And at the end, I always spray my layouts. I use the fixative spray on it that I showed you earlier, and then I also, after that dries, I go over them with wax medium, and that seals it in. It keeps the pages from sticking together with anything that was a wet medium or that could be tacky if you live in a humid climate. I don't, but sometimes your pages stick together if there's too much glue or mediums on it, and you don't want to rip your pages. Oh, that looks really pretty. So now she's got purple and purple, and it goes along with the purples over here, and it goes with the purple up here. So it's kind of bringing it all together. I love that. And I'm going to do the same up here with some orange. I've got orange down here, and there's orange in, a little bit of orange in that, and I just want a little hint of orange in this girl's sleeves. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I like how the red looks too, but adding a little bit of orange. So now that tied that orange in with this on my page. I love to do that. To get rid of those red Vogue words, I'm using a black Sharpie and just coming over and coloring over that red. I took a fine point Uniposca paint pen and I went all around my characters and bordered them. I think that just makes them look even nicer if they have a black border around them. So see if you can see that there's a border around everything. And I added some black here and right here just to kind of make that flow. And then now I'm going to take my Neocolor II and a water brush, and I'm going to add some more color to this page. So when I look at this page, I see orange here, and a little bit of orange here, but not a lot of orange anywhere else. So I am going to take some orange Neocolor, and I'm going to add a pop of orange. And I'm going to just do that over here by just coloring it on the page. And then I kind of get a little bit light-handed as I go outward, like that, so it's darker around her. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you can see I colored darker next to her, and then I kind of feather it out. I take a damp water brush, and I just blend that out. Adding those little pops of color to me just really make your page something next level. Go up right up to her, so I want that to be darker next to her. And I'm just kind of dabbing it a little bit and blending it out. So now she's got that pop of orange, and when you look at the whole picture, orange is here and across here, so it really ties that in together. And then there really should be the rule of 3, orange up here. So I'm going to do the same thing up here. Add a little bit of orange and blend it out. I think that's what I love most about these. I mean, you can do that with colored pencils, you can do it with all different mediums to add color, but Neocolors are so vibrant and so easy to work with. I think that's why they're my go-to thing, because look how quick and easy I added a little pop of orange right there. And it's nice and bright, super bright. So now that takes your eye around the page because there's the rule of 3. So I've got blue in 3 spots. I've got green here, but there's no more green anywhere else. So I need to add a pop of green over here and down here, and then that'll make green go carry your eye with the rule of 3. And up here, I'm going to add some blue next to this piece of paper that I tore, and I'm going to color right onto it. Maybe a little bit of a teal as well, because you've got all those colors. And then I'm going to just blend that into the paper and onto the page. And I use my finger to buff out the edge. And that's what it looks like. So it's not just a harsh little line. I'm going to use a black chisel tip Posca pen. This is the 8K, and it's got a nice chisel tip like this, and it's wide, and it makes it easy to make a nice wide black border around your page. So I like to come in and border my page, and on this one especially, where I've used black to border the words, there's black around and black words, it's really going to tie this in. So I'm going to border this all the way around. So here's the finished page. I added some more color to it, pops of color with the Neocolor II. I added some bling, so I put glitter around her glasses. So she's got sparkle glitter, microfine blue sparkle glitter that I used just with a microfine tip applicator and art glitter glue. So she's got an earring. I added a flat back gem for an earring and glitter glasses. I added bling to her rings, and some gold glitter for her earrings, and then a gem on her headscarf. I added earrings to this girl. And so I just jazzed them up. I did use black paint to paint over those letters. I did use Sharpie, but you could see it. And then I just went over it with some acrylic black paint. It turned out just fine. So I hope you like this. I think the black border tied it in, and I love the title. Fashion is passion that starts with art. So there's my cute fashion girls done with the FaceUps magazine images. This fun technique with Caran d'Ache Neocolor II, so hope you give that a try. And you don't have to make a page exactly like mine. Do your own thing. This is just to inspire you to try something fun, maybe packing tape words on your page, and using FaceUps with magazine collage. So check out my FaceUps in the shop. There are 7 different pages of them to play with, and I hope you had fun, and thanks for watching me. I appreciate y'all, and hope you're making art today, because art soothes the heart. And I've got some more fun things coming up soon, some really cute surprises. And for you Julie Nutting fans, I'm working on a new Julie Nutting project to start. That'll be fun, and I think it'll be easier. A lot of people had trouble with the altered book, and it'll be a little bit easier than that, but still a fun Julie Nutting project. So stay tuned. There's more to come. Art soothes the heart.